Well, the market's bouncing back in 2023, so are retirement accounts. There's new data out from Fidelity showing that the number of 401k millionaires is jumping. Here with more, Yahoo Finance's Kerry Hannon. Kerry.
Yeah, well, it's a pleasure to be here with good news today. The fact is that, Fidelity reports this is the third quarter in a row they've seen uptick in retirement account holdings. But the millionaires jumped 10%, the number of 401k account holders who have become millionaires, and IRA holders jumped about 13%. So if you look at this, it sounds fabulous, and it is in many ways. These are mostly boomers. 52% of these are boomers, and about 45.5 are Gen X. And why is that? Well, it's because it's really longevity. These folks have been, the average tenure of investment is around 26 years. So they've had this money growing over time. And that's just, so that's really interesting to point to, and it's very, exciting to see. But the good news, there are other bits of good news that came out of this report as well, is that the account balances were up across the board. So not just becoming a millionaire, but account balances jumped across the board, across all generations. And so that's something that's significant. In addition, total savings rates held around 14% or a little bit stronger. This is a very good number. That's the combination of your employer contribution and your contribution. And that's really where you need to be, right in that range. So that's very encouraging news. The other encouraging news that came out is younger workers have really jumped in and embraced holding IRAs, mostly Roth IRAs. But they've really seemed to sort of leaned into these, and that's another good news because younger investors are playing the game. They're in there. So, you might say, well, what's happening? Why are we seeing this jump right now? And I think, we've looked at the markets have been up this year. So that, it's really being pushed by, sort of the market strength so far year to date. And in addition, the automation of retirement accounts, how employers have auto enrollment, we've got auto escalation. It's kind of steady as she goes. The money's there. When the markets are up, things are good and people aren't jumping in and out. Those are really positive trends. And that's why we have more millionaires.
So not jumping in and out. It is nice to hear some good news when it comes to 401k habits, especially when you talked about that 14% number. That's a good number there. But how might becoming a millionaire kind of translate to people's savings habits and what they should or should not do going forward? I mean, do you just stop? Some people say $1 million's not enough nowadays to retire. What's your advice?
Yeah, I agree. That's important to remember. I mean, some people may hit that target and say, "Oh my gosh, I'm affluent. I'm going to start spending." This is not the way to go. I mean, it's very motivating to see that number, and especially if you check your account and you see that, you go, "Wow." But please, the advice really is don't take your foot off the gas, because what this should say to you is, hey, what the heck? I am a really successful investor and I'm going to keep doing this, because as we all know with longevity, the more you can be socking away in your earnings years, the better. So don't, as I said before, don't take your foot off the gas.
Never too early to start. All right, Kerry Hannon, thanks so much.